Hello, my name is Leona Herzog. I'm at C2 Gallery today at 329 Cumberland, and I am the curator of the show that's currently installed here. The show is called Crafting Wellness, Mind and Body at a Cost. We all know that engaging with art and craft makes us healthier and happier and hopefully even wiser, but there is sometimes a downside when engaging with the craft results in repetitive movement or lifting objects that are too heavy or keeping one's body in awkward positions for extended lengths of time. We're going to take a little tour through the exhibition here, talk about the various pieces, and what I really want you to look at is what the artist has done to create this work. Think about how much of themselves they have put into it. 5 contemporary artists are represented: fabric artist Ingrid Lincoln, potter Alan Lacovetsky, multimedia artist Takashi Iwasaki, Métis beadwork artist Jennine Krauchi, and cast glass maker Sacha Kopelow. All have experienced the impacts of engaging with crafts from multiple perspectives. Pieces from the MCML collection are included in the exhibition to illustrate the historical significance crafts played in leisure activities as components of therapeutic treatments, and of course, we want to celebrate this marvelous collection. Jennine Krauchi's work is outstanding, as anyone who has ever tried to push a needle repeatedly through a piece of leather will instantly recognize. Her reputation as an expert beader is well known. She continues to explore both traditional and contemporary design concepts as she moves into a wonderfully creative part of her life, including a piece that she created just for this show, showing how the heart, the hand, and the mind work together. Jennine's work focuses very much on family and home. Here we see a wall pocket that would have been a staple in almost every Métis family home. And beside it here we have a vest with incredible beading that Jennine made for her husband Blair. Sacha Kopelow's work is deeply reflective and illustrative of her life journey. The small objects draw us in, but do not fully tell us their stories. They make us wonder. The glass is translucent, not transparent, and as light passes through, we experience glimpses, but the story is uncertain and inconclusive. Alan Lacovetsky has been making pots for over 45 years. Many of them are fired in a wood kiln, and I just wish that everybody could experience the magic that firing with wood is. The spacing of the pots, the type and hardness of the wood burned, the draft in the kiln, the barometric pressure, and cycles of smoke and oxygen all have an impact on the finished pots. The firing cycle is intense. The kiln needs to be stoked continually, roughly every 5 minutes, over a 40-hour period. Ellen and I were discussing crafting wellness, mind and body at a cost as he was glazing pots in his St. Andrews studio. Years of exposure to water, chemicals, and changes wrought by time necessitated the wearing of gloves as he worked to protect his skin. That change caused stress, but the only other choice was to stop working, and that is not going to happen, at least not yet. Takashi Iwasaki came to Canada from Japan for 2 reasons: to attend art school and to learn English, and he has done both admirably. He stated in his MFA thesis that my life's journey is defined by the pursuit of pleasure while maintaining a sense of responsibility for my actions. Art making serves as a primary method for deriving pleasure, fulfilling my desire to express thoughts and convert them into tangible forms. The malleability of clay provides an ideal conduit to achieve this desire. Clay in its raw stage is soft, sensual, and pliable, and it is almost impossible to make a piece by hand without leaving evidence of the maker. There will inevitably be bumps and fingerprints in objects that are not made by machine. Take a very, very close look at both the ceramics and the embroidery and take in its exquisite workmanship. Ingrid Lincoln has been making art for 25 years, following a career as a lawyer. She was busy at work 6 to 7 days a week and wanted to do something that was enjoyable, different, and doable. Ingrid chose fiber because, like many women who grew up with it, it was familiar. More importantly, needlework satisfied her urge to explore texture and color. Ingrid developed an interest in the figure and working from life, which we can see in these pieces. Her embroidered figures show us the outside of the body as well as the inside, focusing on vertebrae, skulls, hearts, and feelings, which are represented with images such as fire and crowns. Her work is on linen, an ancient type of fabric long associated with the body. She adds threads of various types, other fabrics, plastics, and found objects in her multimedia work, all adding to the story that each piece tells. I also wanted to include work from the Manitoba Crafts Museum and Library's permanent collection to enhance this exhibition. There are a number of pieces here that speak to the themes of therapy and wellness. The large embroidery that you see here was done by a public health nurse who worked in Canada from 1921 to 1948, and it details the changes over that time as well as her personal journey through the province. She has included items that were part of her medical career. She was a printmaker, so she has included tools that deal with printmaking. And there's also a reference to the change in how people traveled from the wagon to the vehicle, and a lovely shot of her delicately gloved hand on the steering wheel of her car as she traveled through the province. Thank you for joining me today. It's been a real pleasure touring you through here. The exhibition is open from March the 7th and runs until April the 25th. Hope to see you here.